because I have to be here with her. I could not go, and I didn't have much money left anymore. And my niece have a panic. As soon as she walked in the court, she had diarrhea. She has her heart race. It's like it come out of her chest of a fear, because since the baby was 1 year old, she begged them, save my daughter. I need to go to my home. My daughter has severe allergy from the border heater, and she scratched, ripping her skin. And also, the baby always get anxious, nervous. I wish I could show you. I wish I could show you the videos that the mommy recorded every time she was obligated to send her daughter. Can you imagine? My niece had her daughter alone. She had a risky pregnancy. She almost died to have her child. She had to do absolutely rest. Do not have miscarry. This man said, I don't want this child. Never showed up. Never asked if the child was dead or alive. And then comes back when the baby was 40 months old. 40 months. And this child screamed through her lungs. I was outside the court. Listen, this baby screaming. She never saw the man. And then he will not allow the mommy go to the room to get used to him. He screamed, no, I don't want the mother. Have a letter from the social worker describing how his attitude not let the mommy stay in the room so the baby could get used to him. And in my testimony, I want to say everything. I wanted this judge to listen who this monster is, how this child suffered. I want to tell this judge each torture this man did to this child. I struggle to begging her to let me speak. And she accepted all the objections of this evil man. And the truth didn't come out completely. For 20 minutes, I explained when the baby called 911. I say how this child suffered, that she had the courage to call 911. And he locked her and said to the baby, don't open your mouth. Threat this child. And the police came. Can you imagine how this child, my little Granice, was over there? Here, the police there. And the police didn't go inside. She told me, she said to me, Auntie, I lost the only chance because I'm never gonna have this chance again. He fell asleep just one time. He's never gonna fall asleep again. And that was the only night that he did not molest me. Because that night I called the police and he shook me, he threatened me more. He tells the child, I'm gonna kill you and your mother. She's in the Godfather. She told this when they interview her. She told this to Daifis. It's here. The judge sent back. This tape was in a trial, 17 February 2022. The court is finished now. They closed the case. They made innocent the man. They tell the mother, he's innocent. He can never hurt her. The police doesn't even did anything. It's not against him. This, she say, she was 3 years old when the mother told her he's abusing my child. She have the reported. They call her crazy. Every reporter, my niece, the mommy, did. The protector over the child wrote something about that she have a mental problem. That's how much my niece doesn't have a mental problem. She have a panic syndrome. That is very sad. That we don't even knew. She knew she have anxiety. Which never she had panic attacks in her life. She was the most calm person. She's like an angel. The first year, that's what I stop my last video say. The first year, when the baby was 1 year old, I was there. I stood up right by her side. I'm sitting here in a bench. And she, not in a bench, in the seat there. And she was there. And she have a lawyer next to her. The lawyer didn't do nothing. That the lawyer supposed say to the judge that she wants to go home, that the baby have severe allergy, and this man never showed up before and tell the story, the hotel and everything else. The lawyer didn't say nothing. The lawyer just asked for child support, and she didn't ask for child support. She asked, I need to go home to Florida. My daughter has severe allergy. And this man never showed up before. He showed up now, accusing me that I'm hiding, that I hid my baby from him. So the lawyer didn't say nothing. And then I stood there, and my niece got mute. I say, oh my gosh, she can't speak. The anxiety, the panic took over and froze her mind. She was here, this man say, I want my daughter 3 days a week. I want her. She's like, she got mute. The fear, can you imagine? For 9 months in 1 year, in the first year, we didn't sleep. With the baby growing the cyst and ripping her skin. We've been out in and out of the hospital. She took antibiotic until 7 months old. And then she had the surgery, she was almost 1 year old, to remove the cyst. I have the picture, but I cannot show here. I wish I could show here videos and if I could show here the pictures, if you could see this child screaming every time they obligate her to go to the arms of the biological father, you will cry, will rip your heart, because this child was so afraid of this man. Because the first day, when she was 40 months old, when he saw her in a courtroom, you know, in a Newark, in a court, they make every Sunday for an hour, so the baby can get used to and, you know, get bonded with the father. But this child never saw him. Just, I want to remind you, if you see this video now, this father do not want the child. The mother tells him, I'm pregnant. Just after 2 months, they met him. That she met this guy in last 2 months. And as I say before, she didn't know she was pregnant. And then he spanked her at the Atlantic City Hotel. And she thought she never got to see him again. Then she tells him, I'm pregnant. I'm pregnant. And he said, I don't want nothing to do with the child. Good luck. We have the text. And then he disappeared behind the computer, following everything through the Facebook. So then, have the first court, when the baby was almost 1 year old, after he moved the cyst, we planned everything to come home. This man take us to the court, and I realized that she cannot speak up. Her mind froze of fear, and bear less until the baby was 6 years old. So, and then the judge, then she changed lawyer, get another lawyer, another $20,000. And I'm watching all this. The sufferer was a human, not human, what they did. They will not allow me to speak in her behalf. She asked, let my aunt speak in my behalf. I have anxiety. And through the process, inside the courtroom, I learned how her body reacts. I spent 5 years back and forth, New Jersey to Florida. I could not work because she would have panic. I'm sitting with her in the hallway of the courts. He always got late. And he dragged her to the court until the baby was 2.5 years old. 2 years. Until the judge gave him 50% custody. So after, then the baby started to go to see him in 1 hour on Sundays when she was 14. And then she was crying so much, this child. She was like suffocating her own cry. He would not allow the mommy to stay with her in the same room. And then, a month after that, the social worker described the baby was, the level of the stress was too much. And meanwhile, the baby ripping her skin. It was like a leper, her body. This child suffered so much, this mother. At that time, I still live in New Jersey, 1 minute from her home. So the first 2 years of the child, I was there with her. And then, when the child was 2 years old, my husband had a stroke. And then, because I was working there, I was going back and forth. Actually, here I can say things, then I cannot say in court. Because in the court, you cannot say almost nothing. I did. One judge, 19 June 2020, allowed me to speak. The baby was 6 years old. The mother begged for 5 years to save her daughter. And one judge allowed me to speak with her. She sit with me in the same chair, this in the top of the pandemic when people was afraid and I have to go in a plane. Since the pandemic start, in 2019. I spend every month back and forth inside the plane, risking my life, because I could not let my niece and her daughter alone, because they have no one. I have a lot to say, because this story was 8 years of pure suffering. And right now, as I'm talking, she's still suffering. I'm gonna show you something, please. This